Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Tay Diggs, and you are watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly catch-up on this week's news from the Great White Way, or as we like to think of it, the Great Rainbow Way, where Angel and Collins can finally get married in all 50 states. Let's kick it off with the news. What's the buzz, Ryan?
When it comes to the old showbiz rule that you shouldn't work with children or animals, Anthony Warlow couldn't agree less. The Australian stage star, who made his Broadway debut as Daddy Warbucks in the 2012 revival of Annie, will temporarily step in for Kelsey Grammer in Finding Neverland. Warlow will assume the role of American producer Charles Frohman / Captain Hook in the Broadway.com Audience Choice Award-winning musical beginning mid-July until Grammer returns to the Fontanne Theatre on September 13th. We wish Kelsey a fun summer vacay and hope Anthony isn't allergic to pixie dust.
Here's your Broadway casting update. The musical phenomenon Wicked is welcoming two terrific new stars to the land of witches and wizards. Two-time Tony-nominated theater and Knots Landing icon Michelle Lee will step into the role of Madame Morrible on July 5th, opposite brand-new wizard Fred Applegate, who's been seen on Broadway in shows like The Producers, Sister Act, and last season's Last Ship. Meanwhile, over at Anatevka, the fall revival of The Fiddler on the Roof has just announced Jessica Hecht for Golda and Adam Cantor as model. Performances start November 12th at the Broadway Theater.
Kick up your heels because the new musical Gotta Dance has just announced a fabulous cast. Tony winner Lillias White, Tony nominee Andre DeShields, and Emmy nominee Stephanie Powers headlined this show about the debut of a senior citizens hip-hop dance team. Who says octogenarians can't have hot moves? And the pros getting them ready for center court. The Feel Good Tuner, directed by Tony winner Jerry Mitchell, debuts in Chicago on December 13th. But it's a safe bet Gotta Dance is going to boogie to Broadway sometime in the new year.
Dexter and 6 Feet Under favorite Michael C. Hall was giving us some serious Ziggy Stardust vibes when he starred in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. So we're thrilled to hear he'll be starring in David Bowie's new musical Lazarus, based on The Man Who Fell to Earth at New York Theater Workshop this winter. Now, Mr. Bowie, about that Labyrinth musical we've always been dreaming of. Any updates?
Harry Potter fans, hold on to your broomsticks. J.K. Rowling confirmed that the play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which we announced back in December 2013, will finally premiere at London's Palace Theatre next summer. Directed by Tony winner John Tiffany, the play will explore the backstory leading up to Harry's parents' death at the hands of Lord Voldemort, and will feature music by Grammy winner Imogen Heap and movement by Tony nominee Stephen Hoggett. Rowling collaborated on the new tale with playwright Jack Thorne, but revealed the story is not a prequel. All we know is that we can't wait to dust off our black robes, pointed hats, and magic wands in preparation for opening night.
One of the most amazing things in this little world of theater is when a performer and a role meld together in magical ways. Barbra Streisand as Fanny Brice, Carol Channing as Dolly Levi, Kristen Chenoweth as Glinda the Good. This week, Broadway fans got to see one of those perfect pairings live when Ellen Greene slipped back into the skin-tight Skid Row drag of Audrey, the adorably ditzy flower shop girl we all know and love from Little Shop of Horrors. Who cares how many years have passed since Greene invented the role out of thin air with Howard Ashman and Alan Menken downtown and on the big screen? She was electric on the stage of City Center, delivering all the priceless moments we know and love with fresh panache and real chemistry opposite Jake Gyllenhaal as Seymour. Ellen Greene, you're our star of the week. It's so great to have you back where you belong.
Hi, we're Penn and Teller, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
We're teaming up with the top 10 ranking site Culturalist to bring you another new Broadway challenge. Magic Mike XXL has finally hit theaters, and the on-screen Striptacular is really getting us super psyched for the Magic Mike musical in the works by Tom Kitt, Brian Yorkie, and Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa. We asked you guys to rank the Broadway hunks you'd like to see play Mike in the new tuner. The results are in, and here's who you want to see take it off. Andy Carl, Cheyenne Jackson, Kyle Dean Massey, Matthew Morrison, Nick Adams, Ramin Karimloo, Jeremy Jordan, Jonathan Groff, Aaron Tveit, and at number 1, you guys are so predictable, Darren Criss. Stay tuned next week for another Broadway.com Culturalist Challenge.
Our tweet of the week comes from Tony-nominated composer Benj Pasek, who responded to the smashing news of a planned Bombshell stage adaptation with a snappy and sassy retort. He tweeted, "Breaking news, my mom is planning on staging a full hit list musical in our family room in 2017. Oh, Benj, if you put up that musical and your mom doesn't mind us all crashing over Slumber Party style, we'll be there. In the meantime, you can see Pasek and Paul's new musical, Dear Evan Hansen, in DC, beginning July 10th, and follow the silly songwriter at Benj Pasek.
This week's Hot Shot features a trio of our favorite brainiacs. Yep, I'm talking about A New Brain stars Jonathan Groff, Anna Gasteyer, and Aaron Lazar, who cuddle up for this cozy pic captured by Broadway.com photographer Bruce Glickus as they celebrated their production of William Finn's musical about surgery, creativity, and relationships at City Center Encore's Off Center series. Can't get enough of Groff sauce? Catch him on Broadway in Hamilton beginning on July 13th.
This week, we're going totally postal. Amy Heckerling has confirmed that a musical version of her way popular 90s flick Clueless is definitely in the works with Rock of Ages director Christian Hanji. No casting has been announced, but Cher, Dion, and all of our friends may be possibly driving a big white Jeep to Broadway. We're bugging.
Yes, we are totally butt crazy in love with the idea that Clueless the musical could be landing on Broadway in the very near future. But the fact that it's a jukebox musical just has us feeling a little bummed out. We're positive Heckerling and Hanji know exactly what they're doing. And the 1995 film soundtrack is killer, but we'd be lying if we said we weren't excited for songs like She's a Full-On Monet, and Christian is a Cake Boy, and the ballad I Was Just Totally Clueless. We've been waiting for this buzz hype show for a while, but no original score just feels way harsh, Ty.
In last week's SmackDown, we asked you which megastar you're most excited to see on Broadway this season. Al Pacino in China Doll or Bruce Willis in Misery. The results are in, and it's a tie. Well, hoo-ah and yippee-ki-yay, mother. For this week's SmackDown, we're looking at two musicals with a lot in common. Michael John LaChiusa's The Wild Party, which hit Broadway in 2000, and Andrew Lippa's The Wild Party, which will be revived at Encores in July, headlined by Sutton Foster and Stephen Pasquale. Based on the same jazz-era poem, they both feature a blonde named Queenie, her lover Burrs, and a whole lot of bathtub gin. But which is the best Wild Party, LaChiusa's or Lippa's? Tweet your vote to @BroadwayCom with the hashtag #BWaySmackDown and tune in next week for the winner.
Thanks for watching the Broadway.com show. Before we go, let's take a ride down memory lane with a look at the 1986 film version of Little Shop of Horrors. Take it away, Ellen Green and Rick Moranis. See you next week.